Hey everybody, Onepeg here with another news update. So we've got some leaks. Well, I guess they're not really leaks. I keep getting corrected in the comments that they're not technically considered leaks since the devs are the ones putting them out, even though the devs call them leaks, so we'll just call them teasers, I guess. Some new weapon models and stuff that they've been kind of putting out the last few days, as well as an interesting poll that I asked 4 months ago and then again yesterday, and we'll take up, I guess, the bulk of this video. Also, there's a podcast tomorrow, so if you're watching this video, I guess I should mention, if you do like these little news updates and you're somebody that tends to see this regularly on your recommendations, I'm one of those idiots that would really like to get that cool little check mark next to my name, so if you're somebody that watches my stuff all the time and you haven't done it yet, maybe hit the button thing. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Right? So most of these are weapon parts, wooden pistol grips, that kind of stuff, a stock or two, and a meme. Really nice tactical rail system, fellas. Fantastic. One screen cap in particular that I wanted to pay close attention to is this one, which is a screen capture of the MP155 Ultima. For those of you that are unaware, this is a shotgun that's being developed by Kalashnikov that is being marketed as the world's first smart shotgun, offering a whole plethora, apparently, of Bluetooth attachments, including what is being shown at the top of the shotgun here in the front, which is supposed to be a camera. I guess it also doubles as a flashlight, but you can see the lead that's kind of running along the body of the gun and being plugged in here. This is supposed to allow for an LED readout, which is shown at the top of the stock and has this little thumb controller. It's supposed to be able to track things like live round count and muzzle velocity and other interesting stuff that you might want to come out of this. It's a 12-gauge shotgun, very, very heavily prototyped and not yet out on the market as far as I am aware, but still looks incredibly cool. And I'm not sure exactly how BSG is going to utilize this, but personally, I'm looking forward to the moment when I can attach this via Bluetooth to Terror Group Labs, and then Skynet can just run around with the shotgun for me and kill all the raiders so that I can take the loot. Right? Right. And because you can never get enough M4s, it only makes sense for them to add another M4 manufacturer. In this case, we have one created from Battle Arms Development, and this looks like it is chambered in 5.56, just like the 5.56 variant that you would find on the Battle Arms Development webpage. Right there. The only difference being that they didn't paint the logo white on the side. So last but certainly not least, basically we're just going to play a game of does the boomer know what these are? In this case, I'm not sure. The one on the left, to me, looks like an AK-12. The one on the right is an AK variant of some kind, but I'm a novice when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I can't tell. So I'm sure you guys are going to drop some knowledge on me. I'm guessing it looks like it's 5.56, so by all means, do the thing. As of the recording of this video, today, for me, is the afternoon of March 25th, which means that tomorrow, March 26th, is a podcast hosted by and run by BSG at 8 p.m. Moscow Standard Time. So if you happen to be available and you either want to go to the Battlestate Games Twitch channel or you want to come over to mine, I'll be live and we'll be doing the thing. So stop by if you can. All right? All right. Well, now, as my grandfather would like to say, on to the meat and taters. He doesn't actually sound anything like that. I don't even know why I bothered just trying that. Why are you guys even here? 4 months ago, I asked the question, is the KS-23 overpowered? Because I was making a video on it, and I made a video. Is the KS-23 overpowered? And overwhelmingly, the community said no. Now, I will concede that my channel back then wasn't nearly as popular as it is now. The subscriber base has grown by 40% since when I did that video. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out and watching my stuff. Viewership is overwhelmingly higher now than what it was, and community engagement for these community posts that I've been making, even before all that algorithm BS existed. In fact, this post existed before the algorithm stuff existed. It just wasn't as popular as it is now. between this and Twitter and my own Discord, the votes that came in probably totaled somewhere around like 1,000. I was actually incredibly surprised by the responses that I got from that poll back then, because overwhelmingly the community said no. So in this case, only 19% of the people that voted said that, yeah, the KS-23 is overpowered. The rest of you said, nah, not really, except for the star rounds, right? Well, that's way different now. So now, 4 months later, as of 14 hours ago, I asked the same question: is the KS-23 overpowered? And the answers were completely different this time. We have a complete split on the yes-no logic. 41% says yes, 41% says no. And I think it even got to the point where it was a meme where people were like, just the answer the same. Make the yes and no answers exactly the same so that he can't pick a winner. Now, 4 months later, we're 3 months, almost to the day, into 12.9, and I asked the same question: is the KS-23 overpowered? And the poll says, kinda. Now, overwhelmingly, there are way more people that say, yeah, it's OP. But 58% of you say, really, the only thing that's overpowered is the star rounds. The rest of the gun is fine. Of course, there are people that voted in this that would say, well, they haven't even really used it yet, because there are comments where people have said, I haven't used it yet, or some people that said they haven't even come across it. But, of course, anecdotal evidence being what it is, we can't really count all of that. But there were way more votes in this poll than the last one, 6 times as many, which is good. You know, largest sample. But we also know that there's hundreds of thousands of Tarkov players, so can we really rely on this? So with this drastic swing in poll response, the question is then, okay, so what's different? The guns still shoot the same. In fact, the guns that were as strong as they were at the end of 12.8 with the AS Val, et cetera, have now been nerfed, and they've been replaced by the Vector. The Vector is actually cheaper to run in a lot of ways, and the MP7 is cheaper to run in a lot of ways than the AS Val is now anyway. There's still metagun builds. The metagun builds are still expensive. And the KS-23 hasn't had anything changed with it whatsoever since the inception of the KS-23, with the exception that the star rounds did slightly less blindness and concussion to you as the person firing them, as opposed to what they once did. And face shields and glasses now have that buff statistic where it shortens the duration of the blindness effect. Other than that, the damage aspect of what the KS-23 has been able to do has been completely unchanged since it entered the game. Well, I could say that there's meme lords like me that are running this thing a lot and doing a lot of highlight videos and showing how devastatingly powerful it is. But that would also be like me trying to ring my own bell and saying that I'm somehow influencing the community, and I don't really think that that's true. I'm not Pestily, I'm not Landmark. Like, albeit I am popular at some level when it comes to the videos that I produce, but I don't think that I'm the person like moving the needle, if we're being honest. I think really what it comes down to is that people are bored. I think that's what it is. I think people are bored. I think that people are frustrated that there's so much money floating around that either you're starved for cash because you're brand new, or you're rich as hell and there is no middle ground, like some weird like inverted bell chart. People are so frustrated with the fact that guys are running like the Giga Chad killer KS-23 when they're running 2 million ruble kits, even though they have all the money. They just don't want to lose it. What I find to be the most interesting about this is that it appears like the folks that are the most vocal about wanting the game to be harder also tend to be the people that are the most vocal about how the KS-23 is ruining stuff, which I find interesting. Because if the game is supposed to be harder because there's too much money floating around, but you're worried that the KS-23 is costing you kits and raids and runs and stuff because it might make you lose money, but you already have a ton of money, I don't really understand that. I think that guys are frustrated with how they're either running into nothing but Vector bros or they're running into a guy that's naked with a KS-23. But that's also because I don't aim very well, and, well, the KS-23 aims for me, so I should win everything. Right? KS-23's... Yeah, that's how that works. Yeah. We solved it. The KS-23 plays the game for you. Huh. Amazing. My eyes are so open. in all seriousness, the gun is incredibly strong, and it probably could stand to be nerfed. The only argument I think I would really have against nerfing the gun right now is that there is so much money in circulation. The only thing that you're really complaining about is the frustration of dying to it. It's not that you're going broke, because the guys that complain about it are the ones that have everything. So it's not really that you're going broke. It's just that you don't like dying. And I think, honestly, it's more of a matter of just not liking dying in general than it is dying to the KS-23, because this is the exact same argument that got made with Canted Gamers and Val Gamers and Mosin Man and, I mean, Flavor of the Month stuff, you know? Now, if we were going more broke, I think I would say, like, yeah, probably need to rope this in some more. And I mean, and on the outside of things, they probably do need to rope it in some more. It needs something. Make it more expensive, make the rounds more expensive. You know, one of those things. Make it Prapor 4. I don't know. And they're not going to fix the economy inside of this wipe cycle. They're going to need a new wipe, and they're going to have to implement some different economic changes and stuff, because the current wipe, there's no real way to fix the economy. There's already too much money. It's already happened. So yeah, I'm rambling. Thanks for watching my video. Good to see you. Glad I could be here. I will be live tomorrow morning, 7:30, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, somewhere around there on Twitch, and we will be present for the podcast when that thing kicks off. And hopefully we see some cool stuff, and I will be sure, as always, to get a summary video of that thing up right as the podcast concludes. Okay? See you later. Bye.